Hello class, this is video number 4, the Final Control Starter Program series, where I try to explain my objective for giving you this starter program. Uh, this is a process control loop, and if you've read my other videos or listened to my other videos, then you would have a good idea of how this particular program works. Basically, this program reads the value of one of your inputs, and then it decides to execute process A or process B depending upon the status of that input. And I've covered this in detail in other videos, but just to refresh your memory, basically what happens is that it reads the value of one of your pins, determines whether that pin is a 0 or a 1, or actually it saves it in one of the variables x. Then it makes a check. It checks to see if that pin is a 0. If it's a 0, then it will go over here and it will proceed to do one of your processes, do a job. If it's not 0, then it will continue on to the next step, and there is another if statement. And if that if statement is true, which means that if it's a 1, it will execute whatever's in this procedure or this process. And if none of them are true, in this situation, of course, one of them will have to be true. But in general, you may have other types of if statements. So, for example, if none of them is true, then it will just go back and read another value again and continue through this loop. Of course, after it finishes executing a process, you can decide to go somewhere else in the program, or in our example here, we just simply go back and read another value. But you don't have to do this. You can go anywhere else you decide your program needs. Now, you can modify this. You don't have to read a pin. You can read a value from the RFID reader. You can read a value from the photodiode. You can read a value from one of your analog to digital converters. You can read a value to see if your keypad has been pressed. But this is the general structure that you might start with to check to see if your program is working. Which once again, you will have to study your test programs and study those commands so that you know where you need to insert in your final process a read command or a process command or an output command. Thank you.